Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm going to paint one more pear painting. I'm going to tie them in so that I'm using the same colors for all three paintings and videos. I'll link those videos in this description. I'm going to paint it on a 12 by 18 wood cradle panel from US Art Supply. Aren't those nice? I've got the word love on it in chalk pastel. If you're interested in them, there's a link in this video's description. I put 2 coats of clear gesso on it. What else? Oh, here, the reference photos on pexels.com. I'll link that in this video's description. Isn't that fun? It looks, I'm going to call it Lost Contact. It looks like they're looking for something, which makes me giggle. Okay, let's jump right in. Alrighty, I set the table a little bit, but I didn't mention that I'm going to paint this one with a dark background similar to this one. I'll link this video in the description. Oh, it's varnished, and it's facing my studio window, so I'm getting some glare. I'm calling it rubbernecking because they're looking off. Oop, maybe if I tip it this way, they're looking off, off the canvas. They're rubbernecking at something. So I have that sitting here because I'm gonna go for a background more similar to that one. The other video I painted during a live, and there's a full video. It's called Family Reunion, and it's a long painting with several pears, which is really fun. It has a light background. So I'm using the same palettes. I saved them. And we're gonna start with the background with burnt umber, yellow oxide, and titanium white. So to have that in frame, burnt umber, yellow oxide, and titanium white. They're all Liquitex paint. I'm going to use a big brush and just get some color on, and I'll be back in a bit. Just a quick comment. I'm painting these like I did the other paintings. Putting in some shadows with straight up burnt umber. I used straight up burnt umber and matte medium to glaze some shadow. I think on this one, these pears have, here, I'm going to grab my reference photo here. My pears, can you see? They have a nice shape where there's like another rim. Rim isn't the right word. Maybe if I just trace it with my finger, you can see it. And so I'm indicating that, which I think looks nice already. Other than that, I'm just going to work on the values, just like I mentioned with the other ones, with the yellow oxide, burnt umber, and titanium white. And then once I get the values to where I like them, then we'll glaze them with the greens and a little bit of yellow. I'm going to say it again. I already said it a couple times, just like the other 2 videos. I'll link them in this video's description. Okay, guys, back in a bit. Okay, friends, let's chat for a little bit. So if you go back a little ways in the time lapse, I had looser brush strokes, and that's totally fine. I'm just adding like more paint, which will, oops, it's wet there, which will bring it up in value, softening some of the shadows, and I'm playing with it. Before I glaze it with green, I'm playing with, ooh, do I like a little bit lighter? Can you see that? A little bit lighter line of reflective light coming off of, I'll assume this is like a tabletop, coming up off the tabletop. I've got a little cooler highlight than like over here, which is warmer. What else? So this needs to be lighter than this, but this, it might be shadowed by the thick part of the pear, those kinds of things. I am taking cues from my reference photo. But the more I get done, the less I look at the reference photo and I know my light's coming from either there or here. Plus I've got reflective light, which I did it again here. I just think that's fun. I kind of lose the edge here and here. It gets quite soft, and then I make a line there. It's just fun to play with. And in many ways, it's easier just to be playing. Like I could have done this black and white, or brown and white, or raw sienna and white and black, and then glaze over it. But it is fun just to use these yellow oxide, burnt umber, and titanium white, basically for a value study, which I've done in the other two paintings. It's fun. Put a little yellow on the stems. Next steps are to take a little 1/8 inch filbert and I've put in more blemishes than are in my reference photo. But what's kind of fun is then when I glaze over it with the green, it kind of pushes them into the skin a bit, which I like. So I'm just looking at the value of the brown right now. I don't know if I want it too dark. And then I get a little nervous about where to put the blemishes because my reference pears are quite, actually maybe I want some dark, are quite pretty looking. I don't know if they're blemishes. I don't know what you call them on a pear. Some pears have a lot more than others. And then I paint stuff out, like I put it in and then I, end up painting it out, which is funny. But if I do get one too dark, I can remind myself that I can lighten it up. Sometimes there's lines. I'm kind of tempted to put in a line. Maybe we'll put in some spots here before I kind of warm up a little bit. There, kind of like that. And then it's tempting to put them everywhere. I really should probably pull up another reference photo where I can. Okay, I'm gonna put in more blemishes and then we'll get to the glazing. Okay, I wanted to pop in with a couple comments. I'm using the same palette as I did on the big family reunion painting. I'll link that in this video's description, and this rubbernecking painting. So this palette, Phthalo Blue, Cad Yellow, Titanium White, and I have some matte medium. Oh, hopefully that doesn't make any noise there. I was moving my microphone cord. So matte medium. So just a pinch of Phthalo Blue, a lot of yellow makes this pretty limey, greeny color. I noticed when I looked into my phone that it looks more glowy and maybe more yellow. The light seems stronger than it is in person. I turned down my overhead lights, but I think it's because it's the afternoon and it's just overcast, but there's quite a bit of sun coming in my window. And so I think my phone's picking that up and really making it juicier than it actually is. It'd be a good idea. I'm not sure how the other videos are going to turn out, but if you just quickly check out the other 2 videos, that may help you with color a little bit. I don't know that you can get what I'm seeing in my phone. I don't know that you can get that effect. You might. I put 2 layers of glazing on. So glazing means matte, medium, and some color so that it's transparent. You can use water. I like the matte medium. It pushes some of these brown spots back. I'm going to put some, I'm going to go back to my other palette and use some white and yellow oxide and put some rougher highlights in like I did here. And we could be pretty close to done. Maybe make it a little looser. This one's looser than, but then my family reunion painting is more like this one. A little tighter. I think that's about it. Mostly I wanted to point out the glow. I don't know how it's going to look. And when I put the video together, that may not be an issue. I'll put notes. I'll put a note in the video's description about how it looks in the video. I think that's about it. I don't know that there's anything else. Oh, here, I'll just show you the other palette quick in case that helps. I was trying to figure out how, this is day 3 of me working on this, but I've only been able to work on it, oh gosh, a couple of hours each day. So I might be like, this is a fairly simple painting, so I might be 6 hours into this, and it's about done. Oh, there, see now the sun's coming out? I bet you that's making it look, because this is lighter, I'm getting more contrast for my hand, or more shadow. I bet it's making it look different. But anyway, I'm going to take some white and some yellow oxide and just put back some highlights in and see what I think of them. Okay, guys, hopefully those comments helped. I'll be back at the end. A couple of thoughts. So what the heck am I doing? I'm laughing because when you're on top of a painting, the light in my studio changes a lot. I have purchased some lighting, and thank you for those who support the channels. That helps so much. So things are better. I'm blaming it on the lighting here. These pears were too dark. Now they weren't too dark as a standalone painting, but these two might be purchased together, and so I wanted to bring up the value of this one. And now I may have them too light, but I'm gonna glaze them again. Actually, I'm gonna put in some marks because I covered up almost all my little blemishes, and then glaze them again and see where we are. So I thought I'd pop in and let you know. And then this is the next day from the last time I popped in, because I've only had like an hour to 2 hours to work on this since I started the painting. Okay guys, so I'm lightening up the values and seeing what I think. I'll be back in a bit. Hey friends, I'm done. I like this better. The pears are rounder, have a little bit more shape. They were just too dark and flat, especially this one over here. What else? I haven't given you a tour. Let's do a little close-up. See if I can lean in, and like, you might want to see the stems. It's really fun to play with a simple shape. I mean, pears are pretty simple. They're lumpy. They're not perfect. I do like this little highlight over here. I think that's fun. I like that they're looking in. If I haven't told you, because it's been several days now, I'm going to call this lost contact. So it's like they're looking for a contact. As I mentioned, I know I mentioned a bunch of times, I'm going to link those other pear videos in this video's description. I super appreciate you guys hanging out with me. That's so fun for me. I hope you get a little something out of these videos too. Great, big, happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.